are more evidence America needs his travel ban. On edge, the stampede sparked by a loud bang, the crush for the exits, more than 1,500 injuries, high alert abroad and at home. And carry on. Ariana Grande back on stage in the UK less than 2 weeks after the deadly concert bombing. We're live as they send a message to the world.
From ABC News, this is a special edition of ABC World News Tonight.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Tom Yamas, and we begin tonight with breaking news in the London terror attack. An apparent claim of responsibility by ISIS, calling the terrorists, quote, fighters of the Islamic State. A clearer picture now emerging, a chaotic 8 minutes that began with a rental van mowing down pedestrians on London Bridge. Then a stabbing spree. 7 people would die and dozens more injured, some tonight fighting for their lives. First responders swarming, opening fire, and killing the 3 attackers who were wearing fake suicide vests. At the same time, to the north, a star-studded tribute in Manchester. Ariana Grande leading a superstar lineup at a benefit for UK terror victims, less than 2 weeks after a deadly suicide bombing at her concert there. This latest terror attack drawing a heated response from President Trump. Authorities overseas and here in the U.S. on high alert tonight. ABC's chief foreign correspondent Terry Moran begins our coverage from London.
8 minutes. Londoners today reckoning with what happened in those 8 chaotic minutes of terror that shattered a summer night.
Some guy come round the corner and went, run, run, run. They got blades, knives, they're going to stab you, they're terrorists. Run.
It began at 10:08 p.m. A white van heading south on London Bridge suddenly swerves off the road up on the sidewalk and accelerates, running down pedestrians, leaving them broken and bloodied on the pavement.
It's indescribable, the state they were in. You never think you're going to see something like that.
The BBC's Holly Jones just happened to be on that bridge.
This is when I saw the driver of the vehicle, and definitely intentional. You know, he didn't look scared, he just looked focused, and I'd almost like to say the word demented.
That van coming to a stop at the south end of London Bridge.
We heard a crash almost.
Big loud noise.
A lot of loud noises.
3 men get out, armed with long knives, head towards the bustling borough market and begin slashing and stabbing people indiscriminately.
They said that this is for Allah, and they just, all 3 of them ran out, just like that, everywhere, stabbing her all over.
Elizabeth O'Neill's son Daniel was there and survived an attack.
And a man ran up to him and said, this is for my family, this is for Islam, and stuck a knife straight in him. He's got a 7-inch scar going from his belly round to his back.
In the streets, panic.
I just saw suddenly loads of people run away from the market, and there was people lying on the ground.
Police swarming the scene, ordering terrified patrons in restaurants to take cover. Police quickly cornered the suspects, then a hail of gunfire.
Oh my God!
All told, 50 shots fired by 8 officers. And all 3 attackers dead on the ground, each wearing what looked like suicide vests but were fakes meant to spread terror. It was 10:16 p.m., 8 minutes. The injured on the ground, first responders applying pressure to stem the bleeding from the knife wounds. Of the 48 people admitted to hospitals, 21 are in critical condition.
Would you please leave the area for your own safety?
Terrified crowds hustled to safety, told by police to keep their hands on their heads. This, the 3rd attack in the UK in 3 months. Prime Minister Theresa May addressing her people, vowing tougher anti-terror measures.
We cannot and must not pretend that things can continue as they are. Things need to change.
That killer van towed away late today while the survivors count their blessings.
Just so lucky, you know. It was 1 meter away from, and I'm just so grateful, so thankful. I will never take my life for granted.
And Terry Moran joins us now live from one of the scenes of the attacks at Borough Market. Terry, so many stories emerging about regular people taking on the terrorists and fighting back. And tonight, Terry, a police officer in the hospital is being called a hero.
That's right, Tom. We are learning more about several people who, in the midst of the chaos,
took on the attackers using everything from chairs to pints of beer. That transport police officer confronting all three attackers armed only with his baton, seizing the initiative, saving lives. Tonight, he's in the hospital, seriously injured, but recovering. Tom?
Incredible he made it out alive. All right, Terry, thanks so much. More now on the unfolding investigation and that apparent ISIS claim of responsibility. A series of sweeps today in East London leading to a dozen arrests and new clues from those images showing the terrorists wearing decoy suicide vests. Tonight, ABC News has confirmed the plot may have been in the works for months. ABC Chief Investigative Correspondent Brian Ross on what they may have chosen to strike now.
Police tonight say they already know a lot about the plot and the plotters. They moved quickly today into this working-class East London neighborhood, making at least 12 arrests.
Work is ongoing to understand more about them, about their connections, and about whether they were assisted or supported by anyone else.
Officials tonight tell ABC News there's evidence the three terrorists seen in this video just before they were killed had been waiting for several months to carry out their attack, and that the trigger may have been this message posted by ISIS just yesterday, calling on followers to use vehicles, guns, and knives to attack. Many of those arrested today were connected to the dead terrorist seen in this photo wearing a fake bomb vest, a vest intended to cause panic and guarantee a police response that would lead to martyrdom.
It would appear that the attackers wanted to be martyrs, and one way to guarantee becoming martyrs is to wear a suicide vest or what appears to be a suicide vest so that the police take lethal action.
Neighbors today told ABC News the dead terrorist is of Pakistani descent, the father of a toddler with a wife who is expecting. Others said he was known for radical views, complaining his local mosque was not devout enough.
He just said it was not a good mosque. There was not following the really...
It was not Muslim?
There was not following the really religions, Muslim categories.
The BBC tonight broadcast an interview with a neighbor, his identity concealed, who said he was so concerned about the man he called authorities.
I did my bit. I know a lot of people did, but the authorities didn't do their bit.
With more than 3,000 potential terrorists on British watch lists, authorities say they simply cannot track every suspect or stop every attack.
There have been 13 or 14 plots that have been foiled in the last 12 months, and that we've probably got to be prepared for more.
Brian Ross joins us now live. Brian, now that ISIS has claimed responsibility, is there a fear that there could be more attacks on the way?
Indeed, there is. Tom, authorities in Britain see a wave of attacks coming their way. ISIS has urged its followers to carry out as many attacks as possible during the holy month of Ramadan, which lasts for 2 more weeks. Tom?
And 3,000 people on their current watch list. Right. All right, Brian, thank you. And as the police investigation continues tonight, as we reported earlier, stories of heroism now emerging. Bystanders confronting the attackers, Good Samaritans rushing to help the victims. Several small memorials for the injured and dead now growing around the sprawling crime scene today. But as ABC's Eva Pilgrim reports, when these terrorists struck, many of the people targeted fought back.
Tonight, chilling stories of survival and selflessness.
All I could see was one man at the front on the ground with a pool of blood forming.
19-year-old Mark Kinshu trying to help a man caught in the crossfire as police tried to take down the suspect.
I took off my belt and myself and the other man put the belt around sort of his head to apply pressure and stop the bleeding.
And the man who took this video of terrorists inching closer to packed bars and restaurants, British journalist Jeff Ho. Moments later, trying to fend off those terrorists attacking a bouncer, stabbed in the neck, but recovering tonight, according to his colleagues at the Sunday Express, who are calling him our hero. Survivors recalling moments of bravery.
People get under wherever they can to get low. I look over and opposite is this guy who's throwing a table at somebody, and this heroic guy that saw what was happening and just bombarded these terrible, cowardly people.
Among the dozens injured, Marie Bondeville and her boyfriend, Oliver Dowling. Brett Freeman stabbed 4 times, posting this photo. And waitress Candace Hedge stabbed in the neck amid the chaos. Londoners rushing to help.
What was that response like from those people who started coming to his aid?
I think within 20 seconds he had at least 10 people around him. They were trying to stop the bleeding.
Taxi drivers turned heroes.
As soon as I saw this, the gentleman out, I said, look, I'm going to try and hit him. I'm going to try and knock him down. He was just randomly stabbing people.
The taxi driver just swerved towards me and screamed out his window, like, run, you have to run, they've got a knife.
And Eva Pilgrim, London Bridge just behind you tonight. Citizens there have had to suffer so much in just the last 2 weeks. What is the sense you're getting right now from residents?
Well, Tom, there's definitely a somber mood here in the city. The London Bridge, where it all started, now becoming a place of reflection for many. Tom?
Eva Pilgrim for us tonight in London. Eva, thank you. The terror attack there prompting a stern response from the White House. President Trump on Twitter almost immediately doubling down on the need for his travel ban to keep Americans safe. Then lashing out at the mayor of London over something he said, a tweet many are questioning tonight. ABC's David Wright is at the White House.
For President Trump, these panicked scenes in London were an opportunity to settle old scores. The president's first instinct to plug his temporary travel ban on citizens of 6 Muslim countries, a policy currently blocked by the courts. We need to be smart, vigilant, and tough, Trump tweeted. We need the courts to give us back our rights. We need the travel ban as an extra level of safety. Only later did Trump express solidarity and support for the people of Britain. Then today, Trump took aim at London's mayor, Sadiq Khan.
Londoners will see an increased police presence today and over the course of the next few days. No reason to be alarmed.
Trump tweeted, at least 7 dead and 48 wounded in terror attack, and Mayor of London says there is no reason to be alarmed. Trump's tweet suggested Khan was not concerned about the carnage.
I'm appalled and furious that these twisted and cowardly terrorists deliberately targeted innocent Londoners and visitors to our city who were just enjoying their Saturday night.
Asked for a response, Khan's office said he has more important things to do than respond to Donald Trump's ill-informed tweet that deliberately takes out of context his remarks. Trump and Khan have clashed before over the travel ban.
I think the ban is cruel and shameful, and our Prime Minister should not be condoning it.
Khan called for Trump's state visit to Britain to be canceled. Soon after that controversy, the White House agreed to postpone the trip.
All right, David Wright joins us live now from the White House. David, as the administration monitors what's happening in London, they're also preparing for what will be a critical week with fired FBI Director James Comey set to testify on Capitol Hill.
That's right, Tom. And today, ABC News learned that at least as of now, the administration does not plan to try and invoke executive privilege to try and block Comey's testimony. But the White House does plan to offer some counter-programming. Officials tell us they hope to make some big announcements about infrastructure.
A busy week ahead. All right, David, thank you. Next tonight, the high alert here at home, the police presence on display across America, but concerts and sporting events like the NBA Finals going on as planned, but with more precautions. ABC's Kenneth Moten is in Times Square tonight.
Tonight, major cities in the U.S. on alert after the attacks in London. The fear, a copycat. In New York City, visible signs of that stepped-up security. NYPD heavy in Times Square. More patrols at airports, bridges, tunnels, and mass transit. Chicago police armed with assault rifles at Saturday night's U2 concert at Soldier Field. In Oakland, Game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Police and security working to keep thousands of fans safe.
In New York, large sanitation trucks lined up ready to stop vehicles like the one used in the London Bridge attack. These trucks protecting tens of thousands of people for Sunday's Celebrate Israel parade.
The concern, homegrown terror. Investigations in all 50 states. The FBI saying 2,000 potential terrorists in the U.S. Half of those may have had contact with terror groups like ISIS.
In Times Square, scenes of more police now common after a major terror attack overseas. Across the nation, places where large crowds are gathering, told to remain vigilant. Tom?
Kenneth Moten for us tonight. Kenneth, thank you. Still much more ahead on this special edition of World News Tonight this Sunday. Bravery hitting a high note. Singer Ariana Grande, her fans, and a collection of stars rising above the devastation of the Manchester and London terror attacks. Moment captured on video. What sparked this outdoor panic in a huge crowd?
This is ABC World News Tonight, brought to you by Cialis.
Will you be ready when the moment turns romantic? Cialis for daily use treats ED and the urinary symptoms of BPH. Tell your doctor about your medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension.